Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, doing part 2 of the hard rock and metal update. So let's just kind of jump in. So I'll start off with this one. I already showed this briefly in another video. This is the Ride to Hell demo from Evil. I talked about the full length that was recently repressed that I absolutely love. Unfortunately, the demo is not great. It's just okay. I highly recommended buying the LP if you run across a copy of it. I do not recommend picking this one up at all. It's pretty much all I can say about that one. Next up, so Scott Waters. This one is his fault. He did a death metal video not too long ago, and I ended up pulling this one out. I've brought these guys up before. Massacre from Beyond, just a fantastic album, just a must-have of early death metal. This was 90 or 91 when this came out. Absolutely love this album. I love that he's wearing an Anvil shirt right there. Again, Earache, because I've had this one for quite a while now. But Earache has been going back and doing just outstanding represses of their 80s and 90s catalog. And this is a must-have for anybody that's into thrash or death metal. Motorhead on Parole. I already had a couple different copies of this. This is the expanded and remastered edition that was done for Record Store Day. I don't like this cover. I like the white cover better that they did for the CD, the deluxe CD from a few years ago. But this thing sounds fantastic. The bonus tracks I love. I've always loved On Parole. I love the more 70s hard rock version of some of these songs that were released fast. The Iron Horse, Born to Lose, the slower 70s hard rock version, especially the alternate take, is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love the faster versions of Motorhead and all that stuff too, but these earlier versions, they're where it's at. Killer. Talked about this in the last video. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Magma from Gojira, just kind of they found the perfect mix between progressive and progressive metal and with still a little touch of the death metal, but now they're getting straight progressive metal, and this is a fantastic album. This was one of my favorite records. I think this was in my top 10 for, let's say what year it came out. I don't remember. Whatever year this was in my top 10 though. Next up, one of my all-time favorite albums. Finally have it on vinyl. This is the Ultimate Edition. Do you need the Ultimate Edition? No. So basically what it is, it's the full album on disc 1, and LP 2 is demo versions of the entire album. This is not a band that uses a whole lot of effects or studio trickery, so there's very little difference between the demo versions and the final versions. It's more of a rough studio versus the final studio take, or maybe it sounds more like a pre-production take. Regardless, super happy to have this one finally. I just need Swan Song now on vinyl. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, they just sold out too fast. And I have Symphonies coming too. Or not Symphonies. Is it Symphonies? Yeah, Symphonies on the way too. So, Carcass, just a must-have. Next up, Blind Guardian. So I am finally starting to get some of the Blind Guardian on vinyl. I ran across this and had to get it. Somewhere Far Beyond. Yeah. So I just got into Blind Guardian recently, within the last couple years, and I've got all their CDs up here, or their first 6 or 7 anyway. So I'm really looking forward to getting these things on vinyl. I just love all the early stuff, but this one is fantastic. I think this one's on blue vinyl. Sounds killer though. Next up, I talked about in a recent video, Bolt Thrower. I completely missed Bolt Thrower when they came out. It was the Fourth Crusade when I got into Bolt Thrower, and it's still, I think it's one of the best death metal albums of the 90s. It's that slow, chugging, dynamic style of death metal. That's not what all of their albums were. That particular one was, you know, as it was like 94, 95 when that came out. As all the other death metal bands were getting faster, Bolt Thrower said, F this, we're going slow. And they made it just as heavy as anything else that came out. And that usually makes it's the top 5 of the year when you see death metal lists. But this is their debut. This was my first time hearing it, In Battle, There Is No Law. Really killer. I love the artwork on here. What's it say? Thrashed to death. Just killer. Fantastic artwork. This was a Back on Black reissue from a couple years ago, so I was really happy to get a copy of that on vinyl. Next up, this was a Newberry Comics exclusive. It was still available last time I checked. I highly recommend grabbing it because it sounds fantastic. I would love to see Blue Oyster Cult live. This is the 40th anniversary Agents of Fortune Live 2016. I think you can get regular copies. It was done by Frontiers, but just recently, within the last 6 months or so, Newberry Comics did this blue vinyl edition, and it sounds fantastic. I've been on a big Blue Oyster Cult kick lately, so I was really happy to get that one in. Reek of Putrefaction. I still have trouble saying this. I have been listening to this album since 1991-ish, 1990-ish, and until about 6 months ago, I thought it was Putrefaction. Reek of Putrefaction. A lot of people don't like that they did this to the cover, and I get it. I was never a huge fan of the original cover anyway. I think it would have been a lot cooler if they had the original cover and maybe did like a slip. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar. They did I can't remember the name of their greatest hits album, but it had a picture of John Kennedy right as his head was being shot. No, I took that back. It was on the autopsy table. So there's actually a piece of his skull and his actual head is ripped open. And it's a real picture. And that was the cover for that. Man, I can't think of it. I've got it too on vinyl. Anyway, when it first came out on CD, the picture was there, but it came with a black CD. The top of the CD case was black, not a sticker. So it was black, but the CD was inside. So it was really cool. I really liked the way they did that. I would rather have seen them do something like that with this. Maybe the slip jacket slips out and it's the original cover, but they completely got rid of it, which kind of sucks. So next up, Juicy Lucy. This was just okay. This is on a lot of the lists of good early hard rock, proto metal stuff. I was expecting more from this. This is one that everybody's kind of talked up over the years, and I just thought it was okay. There's a couple really shining spots in here, but the rest of it's just meh. I mean, if you run across it for $15, maybe you'll like it better than I did. I think I paid $15-$16 for it. Maybe I'll pull it out in a year or two and give it a spin and I'll love it. It happens. I don't know. Next up, Gravedigger. Again, just trying to finish up the Gravedigger collection. This is Liberty or Death. Just a fantastic album. Not really much to say about that one. This is a cool pickup. Actually, I'll save that one for last. Hammerfall, again, same thing. I ran across this one for like $15. It's on a really cool splatter vinyl. This is a Back on Black reissue from a few years back. But Crimson Thunder. And then again, last but not least, just one of my all-time favorites. I never get sick of this album. I never get sick of the song. I know a lot of people do. This is a really, really clean German pressing of Highway to Hell from AC/DC. I picked this up for like $25. I couldn't pass it up. It sounds fantastic. Still one of my all-time favorite album covers. one of my all-time favorite albums. Fantastic. My light just went out, so I guess that's it, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.